Well, joining us now is former FBI Special Agent Phil Andrew. The suspect is, of course, still at large, or the person of interest. What are police doing at this time, and the FBI, to try to catch this person of interest?
Well, this is a huge break in the case where this suspect has been fully identified and now is out in the media. Law enforcement is going to be responding to tips, which a national FBI tip line has already been established. They're also covering local leads that using all kinds of electronic stuff, from plate readers, from the toll road, and a number of municipalities have devices which indicate when a license plate has gone by a certain location. They'll even have information around cell phone usage, where this perpetrator, they've very likely identified his cell phone and looking for ways of utilizing technology for pinpointing his location. It really is just a matter of time before law enforcement has him cornered off and taken into custody.
Phil, how do you think police were able to tag his name?
I think we're going to learn that very soon, but I think it has a lot to do with their finding this weapon early on and being able to potentially identify the end owner of that weapon. They're also relied on eyewitness testimony, and there really must have been dozens, if not hundreds, of video cameras, cell phones that were taping around the area, as well as businesses. And once they go through that digital evidence, they can almost piece together step by step where the perpetrator may have been moving.
And that's interesting that you said that. That may possibly be a reason that police have not stated much more about the large rifle that he was using. But police are calling this a random shooting. But do you think at this point, in terms of the latter, in terms of believed to possibly be getting on top of a building to shoot people, they say it was intentional. Do you believe that all of this was premeditated?
Well, without question, this took planning. It took planning to scout out this location, to decide that this particular building that overlooked a large area in a very large gathering for this municipality, and obtaining a ladder, and perhaps even the weapon in preparation for this. So without question, this was intentional. It required planning, and the perpetrator intended to cause mayhem in this location for this community. Now, in terms of specific people within the community, that may not have been targeted. And it seems random in the shots taken and even the indiscriminateness of it, and perhaps even the lack of aim that some of the eyewitness accounts seem to be suggesting.
Phil, we know he has a mugshot. You scour the internet and you see YouTube images, you see several different images, possibly some of these alarming. Where were these missed red flags?
Well, that's often what we see in these cases. I've yet to see anything where there was some sort of information or pre-incident indicator, as we like to say in the business, for this particular individual. But in all likelihood, there almost always are in these mass shooting scenarios where we know that somebody has demonstrated dangerous behavior, which is the most critical pre-indicator of future violence. Somebody that's committed some level of violence, made those threats known to somebody, and then accesses dangerous weapons. Those two things, the threats and the access to dangerous weapon, are the recipe for every single one of these scenarios throughout the United States.
Well, time and time again, we saw it in Uvalde, we saw it in Buffalo, New York, where we see all of these kind of precursors as well as red flags on social media. What needs to change?
Well, there's a lot that needs to change. As a society, we need to say that we no longer accept gun violence as something that we need to live with. And unfortunately, the more communities that are touched by this, I think experience this frustration that the medical people did an amazingly heroic job here. They responded and they saved lives. The first responders were right there, as they are in many of these cases, whether it be Buffalo or in Texas. And in some cases, they did an amazing job. The response here was immediate, but the difficulty is when you have a dangerous person that accesses a dangerous weapon, that's already worst case scenario. And we need to do more to recognize red flags and remove dangerous guns from dangerous people.
One time is too many. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.